I love it when friends think of you, and this was a charity shop purchase. The friend bought it, thought it was an 8, but it turned out to be a 12, so I get it. Love the lining, love the lining. Good brand. The first thing that needs fixing is the hole at the bottom of the zip. The stitching's coming undone down the seam below the zip. So the first thing I'm going to do is shut the zip, and then I think I've only got black thread today, but it will do. I'm going to do a little bit of ladder stitch. Ladder stitch is when you pull a seam together that you can't access any other way, and because the zip is tucked in behind this, it's going to be awkward if I do anything else. So I'm going to run the stitch through. Now, normally I would do this in colour, but because I'm genuinely fixing this, I'm not going to. But I'm going to show you the stitch. So you come up at the bottom of the opening. There. We've got ladder stitch in a jacket as well on the website and on our YouTube. You take a tiny bit of a stitch on the fold of the material, and then where that stitch comes out, you go over to the other side. So you're going to pull the seam together. Take a little bit of stitch, start to pull it together. Then do the same the other side. Now you can do lots of little stitches and then pull them together, but this is quite hard material, so I'm going to just pull it together as I go. Look, there. So I'll finish that off. When I get to the top, take the needle to the back and secure the thread on the back. The thing I'm going to do is shorten it. It's just the wrong length, it's kind of on the knee. You can see it's quite well worn, but it'll look good when I've shortened it too. So I've gone round and snipped the stitching. This was a machine stitch, but I know that everybody doesn't have machines, so all our tutorials are based on hand stitching. And in fact, I think that might be neater. So firstly, I will take the stitching out. All the stitching's come out, so the hem is going to come down like that. And you can see this is the previous fold line, and in fact I want to fold it up on the stitching line. So what we're going to do is take the scissors and simply cut on the previous hemline. So I'm going to cut the whole of that section off. Next I'm going to fold along that seam line there and iron on the inside. It's important you iron on the inside because something like this that's corduroy, the texture may change. Yeah, it has, look, you end up with press lines. So I'm going to go all the way round and iron this into place and then fold it again and go all the way round having folded it under. So I've created a neat seam which will then stitch in place. So now it's been trimmed and folded and pinned the whole way round. I didn't measure it, I did all of this by eye, but you may choose to measure. This particular fabric, corduroy cotton, not a very wide skirt, it folds in pretty easily. I had thought about doing some exciting stitch that you could see on the front and it was decorative and things, but it doesn't work with the style. So we're going to do that herringbone thing again, which I find a very effective stitch. I am doing it in red because unlike the ladder stitch up in the join, there'll be no pressure on this, so I don't reckon that we'll be able to see it from the front. So I'm just securing the hems together, the folded up piece and the selvage there, the sort of seam allowance. And now I shall work from left to right because I'm right-handed. It's the other way if you're left-handed, and we have a tutorial on the website and on YouTube so you could learn the stitch for the direction of hand you are. So we take a very small amount, just like a thread really from the top, and then move along, take a little bit more from the bottom because it won't be seen, and move up, little thread there, and along. And this is a peaceful thing to do. You can do this in front of any form of entertainment you want, or listening to a podcast, and get the job done. I'm going to show you how it looks on the front. There, you can't see it. So if you don't have the right colour thread, doesn't matter. I'm looking forward to wearing this skirt. I've bought tights to match.